By the end of today's episode, you won't just understand why Solana became a global capital of digital meme coins. You're going to understand the exact math, network architecture, and human psychology driving this billion-dollar Wild West ecosystem without ever losing a dime to a meme coin or a rug pull. And we're going to talk about that in a sec. Yo, what's good, everybody? Mr. Arroyo here. You already knew that. And this is Blocks and Beyond, the podcast where we break down crypto and Web3 in plain English. Say it with me. No PhD required. So what if I told you that a cartoon dog wearing a knitted hat, a token named after a viral fart noise, and a math equation created in 2017 completely transformed how millions of people interact with global financial markets? You guys ready for that? I know. It sounds like a fever dream. But over the last couple of years, Solana has turned into the most chaotic, high-speed digital trading arena ever seen in human history. Millions of tokens have been created in a few clicks. A few clicks. This has generated hundreds of millions of dollars in network activity. Some people look at this as just absurd. But other people that know what's hiding underneath see the future of permissionless internet infrastructure. So guys, if you hear the cicadas in the background, we're outside today. I decided to take it outside. So we got the laptop, we got the mic, we got the cicadas, we got the wind blowing, and we got some rain on the way. But we're about to get through this. Y'all ready? Today, we're cutting through the noise. No pun intended. We aren't here to tell you what to buy. I need you to understand, this is absolute zero investment advice. Today, we're opening up the engine and we're taking a look at how Solana's technology actually makes this possible. Why the economy works the way it does. And what this explosive phenomenon reveals about the future of Web3. So grab your coffee, lock in, and let's get ready to dive into this. All right, so chapter 1. The speed demon called Solana. So if you've tuned in any crypto discussion over the past 2 years, guarantee you heard of Solana. You've heard of meme coins, you've heard of fart coin, you've heard of poop coin, you've heard of bonk, you've heard of the names go on and on. But before we talk about these tokens themselves, we have to ask a fundamental question. Why Solana? Why didn't this exact explosion happen on Bitcoin or Ethereum or AVAX? And to understand this, let's use an analogy. Imagine you wanted to buy a $2 cup of coffee. If you use Ethereum during the busy rush, we've spoken about this. The transaction fees and the gas fees, you might be paying anywhere from $15 to $50 for that cup of coffee, okay? $2 value costs $50 because of fees. It's like taking a toll, and the toll booth tells you you need to pay $100 every time your car moves forward 10 feet. It completely kills microtransactions. But now, step over to Solana with me. And Solana was engineered from day one for raw, unfiltered execution speed, microscopic transaction costs. We're talking about block times of roughly 400 milliseconds, the fastest we've ever seen, faster than you can blink the human eye. And the cost of each transaction, less than a single penny. So when you eliminate these things, I need you to hear this. When you're sending money and it becomes instant and as cheap as sending a text message through WhatsApp or commenting on a post on X, human behavior changes radically. Suddenly, experimenting with $5 or $10 it's not just possible. It's practically frictionless. Nothing is stopping you. Solana effectively built an 8-lane digital highway with 0 toll booths. I need you to think about it like that. And guess what happens when you build a super highway with no speed limit? People start bringing out the Bugattis, okay? I need you to hear me on this. Hear me on this. So what do we even do on Solana? So the first thing I want to talk to you about is meme coins. What is a meme coin? And let's strip away the jargon. Let's strip away the PhD. So before we look at the mechanics, let's break a major myth and define what we're actually dealing with. Meme coins are technologically a breakthrough with a complex roadmap. Meme coins, to break it down, they're pure social attention wrapped in digital scarcity. That's it. That's it. Literally, what are people paying attention to? And you wrap it into a digital coin, digital token. So in traditional crypto projects, right, you look at Bitcoin and you look at Solana. And I'm sorry, guys, these bugs did not do any of this while I was out here before I started recording. But they know. They know. They don't want you guys to get the truth. So like Bitcoin or Solana, you have underlying utilities, right? Bitcoin acts as digital gold. It's decentralized, immutable, right? It's a store of value. Solana acts as a global virtual computer running decentralized finances. The amount of stuff that you can do on Solana, supply chain tracking, real world asset tokenization. We're going to talk about that later. A meme coin, on the other hand, usually has 0 utility. Usually is not connected to anything but fun and attention. There's no revolutionary software built behind it. There's no team of engineers in Silicon Valley pulling 80-hour work weeks trying to figure this out or solve cryptographic equations, guys. That's not what it's about. So what is it, right? Think of a meme coin as a digital rally in a sports game. A towel in the Super Bowl. The towel itself costs 50 cents to manufacture. It doesn't cook. It doesn't drive the car. But when 50,000 people in a stadium wave this towel at the exact same time, it represents collective energy, culture, shared attention. That's the power of meme coins. It's bringing people together. So meme coins are just financialized digital memes. That's it. They trade purely on human attention, internet culture, humor, viral momentum, things like that. If the internet agrees that something is funny, relatable, or trending, a token can get created around it. It's culture moving at the speed of light. So the secret engine, okay? Let's talk about the innovation. Let's talk about what truly sets off the spark. And platforms like, we probably heard of Pump Fund. That's one of them, right? Automated market makers. So historically, right, launching a crypto token has it extremely complicated. You need to write a custom smart contract, set up liquidity pools, deposit thousands of dollars of your own capital first as initial backing. You need to guard against technical vulnerabilities. Most of the time, if the SEC thinks that it's an asset, There's a lot of legal stuff that you have to go through. It would take sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years to develop a token. And then you bring in the bonding curve. So the bonding curve, think about it as a smart vending machine that calculates price based on simple supply and demand math. If you think of a vending machine that has 1,000 toy cars in it, the very first person to walk up to the machine buys car number 1 for $1. The smart vending machine automatically sees that supply is dropping, right? Supply and demand. This is in everything. This is in Forex. This is in logistics. This is in Walmart. So it prices the second car number 2, at $1 and a penny. And by the time someone buys car 500, the machine automatically charges $10 per car. If people start returning and selling their cars back to the machine buys them back automatically, lowers the price for the next person because supply is increasing. And platforms built on Solana use that exact math to allow anyone with a Solana wallet and $2 to create a new token in under 30 seconds, maybe. No coding. You upload a photo, you name the token, you pay a couple of bucks, and boom, your token is live on the global market, ready to be traded, ready for people to pick it up. And once a token buys its way up the math bonding curve, let's say around $60,000 or $100,000, it grows in market value. These things are so distracting. The protocol automatically takes that liquidity, migrates it to a major decentralized exchange like Radium, and then it'll burn the liquidity. Nobody can steal the funds. Nobody can turn it around until it's fully mature and it becomes a tradable asset. This lowers the barrier to entry from a mountain to a flat pancake, if you think about it. And between the years of 2024 to about a few months ago, millions of unique tokens were deployed using that exact mechanics on Solana. But now listen to me very carefully, because this is where you have to keep it 100%. When you make token creation easy, what do you think happens, guys? You get a tsunami of digital noise and scammers, on-chain data across the industry. It shows out of every 100 meme coins launched, fewer than 2% ever make it off the curve. 2% that makes it to a major decentralized exchange. So 90% of these tokens either wither away, lose momentum, or vanish within hours of being created. Why? Because attention is the rarest commodity on Earth and is getting even more and more rare as time goes by. So trying to remember your seed phrase by memory, that's like trying to remember 24 random words after 2 cups of espresso. It's rough and it's hard. But predicting which internet joke is about to stay funny more than 15 minutes, that's exponentially harder. And there's also severe risks that every Web3 participant must understand. You have rug pulls, developer dumps. You have trading bots that don't have any feeling or emotions attached. So here's where the story gets crazy when you're looking at it from an engineering standpoint. Imagine you're throwing a house party, right? And let's say, okay, you're throwing a house party for 50 people, but 500,000 people show up at once. You have all these people knocking on your door. Everyone's yelling, pizzas are being ordered, right? And you're trying to run through the living room at the exact same time that all of this is happening. A normal system would literally catch on fire and crash, computer overloads, lockups, right? And during the meme coin frenzy, this is literally what happened. Solana got hit with a stress test that no other blockchain has ever seen. Millions of people were sending tens of thousands of transactions a second all over the world. Automated bots were slamming and trading, and the network was just jumping from here to there, but it stuck its ground. Did things slow down? Yeah, I'm not going to say it didn't. Transactions did fail, wallets glitched, and I mean, a lot of people got error screens. But here's the secret. Chaos developed something that no other blockchain has. The engineers, they didn't panic, obviously. It's still there. They used that massive pressure to build game-changing upgrades. So priority fees. Think of this like buying a VIP pass to skip the line at a concert, and you pay less than a penny to tell them, I need you to process my transaction first. Okay? If we look at the local fee markets, if one hot meme coin is breaking the internet, it gets quarantined to its own lane so it doesn't slow down someone else who's basically just trying to pay for a shirt at Bell's, right? Or Beall's, whatever y'all call it, because they do accept crypto. If y'all didn't know, if you did not know, okay? So if we look at Fire Dancer, developers started building this validator, a brand new type of validator. And this was from scratch. Let me tell you, this was from scratch, guys, okay? Just to handle the hundreds of thousands of transactions per second without even breaking a sweat. And the wild truth, the crazy frenzy of meme coins accidentally built the super fast, hard infrastructure we need for this global future of finance that we're moving into. So we think about, like, all of this is cool, it sounds great, but what does it all mean for tomorrow, for the future? So why does it even matter long term? If 99% of meme coins are going to end up going to zero, is this just a distraction? I ask myself that, so I know you're asking yourself that. And I want to tell you, not even close. You have to look past the funny pictures we spoke about on NFTs, the crazy meme coins that are being created, and look underneath it at the engine. What Solana proved is that creating and trading digital assets is as easy as sending a text message. It's software. You build the software, you build the community. You build the community, you build the tech. And when you combine the speed of AI, gaming, and digital identity, this is where things get really exciting. Because now you have AI agent economies that are autonomous AI bots running on Solana, whether it's trading, whether it's news, whether it's finding deep research that we would not be able to do in the fraction of the time that it takes them. Creator micro communities. So imagine you have a musician that's like either self-signed or whatever it's called. I'm not in the record business. So let's say he has his own label. Or you have a gaming developer that can launch a token in 10 seconds and give it to the first 100 fans for whatever benefits or rewards they get from that, but without having any greedy middleman or record label or agency or studio taking 90% of the profits. Now we have DPIN as well. This is DE for decentralized. PIN is physical infrastructure, right? DPIN. Now, this is deep, and we're going to get into this later on, but think about it like community-based cell phone service, community-based internet, right? Imagine if you could share your internet service. I'm not going to say no names. Imagine you could share your internet and earn tokens and rewards off of that. I have a cell phone company called Helium, which is based on the blockchain and phenomenal. Never had a drop call, never had any issues. You earn rewards. The customer service is immaculate, if I must say. Dash cam footage, right? Or GPS tracking that you earn rewards for driving around your community and building the map. Imagine if Apple Maps or Google Maps gave you rewards or even paid you to build their infrastructure. Or computer power like rendering, AI cloud rendering, where you can get paid for loaning out your computer speed or your GPU speeds in real time using Solana's reward systems rapidly. So meme coins were just the first rough test for instant global asset creation. Picture it as we started on a tricycle, right? Your training wheels were on, you were cruising. Did you fall a couple of times when you took those training wheels off? Yes. But now you're sitting in a jet plane with a custom built engine. So I know we got into a lot. I love Solana. I have my Phantom wallet that I use on a daily, whether it's for predictions, trading, all these things. I love my Phantom wallet. I love Solana. I love the speed. I love being able to just create tokens if I want. Now, let's lock in on our biggest takeaway from today. So speed and cost drive behavior. Solana's super fast speed and micro fees turn token creation from a complex development job into instant social feature and community building, guys. We spoke about bonding curves that change the game. Automated pricing formulas like the vending machine we spoke about, and making it almost as simple as sending a text message for someone to launch, even if it created a ton of noise. We learned high risk demands high caution, and most viral tokens, as we spoke on, don't last. And understanding how the technology works under the hood is your best defense. More than somebody on social media telling you buy this token is going to 1,000, you're going to be a millionaire. Okay? And that leads me to tech outlasts the hype. The infrastructure, stress tested by meme coins, is paving the way for AI economies, creator tools, real world applications, deep in. And always remember that technology evolves through wild experimentation. The quote that I always stick with: they're going to call you crazy until it's done, and then they call you a genius. I'll find out who said that, but it stuck with me. So look past the hype, focus on how the system actually works, and always do your own research, okay? So that's a wrap for today. I just want to say, real talk, thank you for being here and building this community. It means everything to me to be with you guys. This has been Blocks and Beyond, and we'll see you on the next one. Later!